That.
We are ready to go.
Okay, we're ready to rock and roll. So welcome, everyone. I'm Ernie Silvers. I am your MBA director. We'll be introducing the rest of the team here in just a little bit. But I want to welcome you to this orientation process and remind you that at any time, if you have a question, please enter it into the chat. You'll be given opportunities also throughout the orientation to ask questions. But if you have a question about something, you could throw it in the chat. DeLorean and I will be monitoring chat and we'll get you answered as quickly as possible. So welcome, and let's get on with our show. So next slide, please. So here's our agenda for today. This evening, actually, today was convocation. And for those of you who may not know, convocation is where the president, as well as his administrative staff, address the college, sort of the State of the Union, the welcome to the new academic year, the academic year 23-24. It's sort of a joyous New Year's celebration type of thing. It was kind of fun. It's got free food, so it's not that bad. So our agenda today will be the welcome to you, which we're doing now. We'll introduce the MBA team. We'll talk about how to make appointments, policies and procedures, program engagement. That'll be Ms. Kirsten. Online versus campus or traditional breakout rooms. Will break you out into online students and traditional executive students, and we'll be able to address those administrative staff directly. Then we'll have some general Q&A, and we'll be ready to close after that. So it only takes about, what, 3 hours, Kirsten? Is that what it does?
All night. Midnight.
All night long.
Midnight.
It's a rock and roll road show, ladies and gentlemen. So next slide, please. All right, here is our staff. I am your director, Ernie Silvers, and please let me remind you that I am available to you at any time. Kirsten, or DeLorean rather, will go over how to make appointments. All of the staff here that you see have appointment buttons that you can select and book time face-to-face and or Teams. So as director, my job is to make sure that you have the absolute best MBA experience possible. And to do that, I have this amazing team to help us do that. So starting with our next team member, DeLorean West. DeLorean?
Hi, I'm DeLorean West. I am the program advisor.
Kirsten. He understates himself, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, DeLorean West is sort of like Mr. Zen of the MBA program. You'll get to meet virtually, maybe personally, DeLorean West, talk about your schedule, your program plan. He's an amazing individual. He has great program knowledge. And if you ever find yourself with any questions, problems, challenges, whatever, DeLorean usually is Mr. Fix-It for you. So don't let him underestimate it. Miss Kirsten Hansen.
DeLorean's all right.
DeLorean's all right.
All right. All right. He had a really good trainer.
Oh, really? Who is that?
I don't know, some person that's been here for forever. My name is Kirsten, and you may have communicated with me slightly throughout your application process. You will continue to communicate with me if you are involved, and we want you involved in any kind of student engagement activities, be it virtually or in person. We encourage everyone to come out and get involved with us if you are an online or an on-campus student. I am also here as a backup for advising if necessary and recruitment, but you're already here, so we don't worry about that. And then any other issues you may have involving the university or questions you have, I am a resource for you here. I will also pretend to be Molly. Molly went on a fancy European vacation and came back with the Greek flu. So she is at home, resting, getting better. I'm sure Molly helped you all through the admissions process. She will stay engaged as a backup for student engagement and workshops and things like that. She's also currently an MBA student, graduating at the end of spring, I believe.
Yes.
So you may have her in a class with you. Don't abuse that privilege.
I would. Let me add, though, that, Molly, on that wild European vacation she just took, she went on a study abroad. Study abroad trips are available to you as an MBA student. If you have any questions about that, please ask. If Molly were here, she would tell you how amazing it was. That's why she's at home on her deathbed drinking Irish whiskey she smuggled in from Ireland. But she's an amazing individual also. So next up is Pamela Abel. Pamela is our MBA resume writer, job coach, interview prep person. Pamela doesn't usually join us. She is available to you as part of our staff. If you have any questions on how to contact Pamela, and let any of us know, and we can connect you. Pamela can help you get your resume together, help get it refreshed. If you haven't worked on your resume in a while, you might want to do that. Next, we'll go to the online crew, Miss Gloria Garcia. Gloria.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I am the program specialist for the Online for Executives MBA. So I'm here to help you along the journey. Nice to meet everyone.
And Jessica's partner in crime. I don't know, Jessica is Gloria's partner in crime. Jessica, introduce yourself, please.
Yes. Hi, everyone. So I'm Jessica Praza. I'm the student advisor with the MBA for Executives Online. I'm located with the College of Extended and Global Education, and my role includes like recruitment for the online modality. I'm the initial point of contact for students in applying to our program. So I provide assistance with the admissions process. I typically work with students just in the beginning of the academic journey, so you may not hear from me as often anymore, but I work with the rest of the team in ensuring your success in the program. And welcome, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you. And let me remind you again, Kirsten is an alumna of the program. Molly currently is a student. So if you have any questions at all, we have staff who've actually been there and done that. They can answer your questions directly. So please do not hesitate to reach out for any questions at all. I like to say, if you think you have a problem, you probably do. You should call us and ask us, and we'll clarify that for you. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. I can't emphasize that enough. One of the challenges that we have is sometimes students do not communicate regularly with MBA office. You'd be amazed at the things that we can do and the ditches that we can get you out of. So if you have any challenges at all, please reach out to MBA office. Do not hesitate. We can assist. Next slide, please. All right, our office contact information is here. You may have it. If you do not, please take a screenshot, copy this down. We're in the office from 8 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Email is preferred mode of communication. We're located, we just moved, by the way. We're in Jack Brown Hall, first floor, JB 134. We're in the beautiful offices. Kirsten will be hosting an open house coming up soon. I'm sure she'll tell all about it. There is our phone number, and there is our email address. Again, I encourage you, please reach out. You are not a problem. You are not a pest. We love to hear from MBA students. Stop by if you can and say hello. You're always welcome at MBA office. And also remember, online students, to bother your online faculty or staff as well. So go ahead. Next slide, please. Mr. West.
All right, thanks, Ernie. So if you are interested in booking an appointment with any of us, there are a couple ways you can do it. One is on our website. We do have a virtual appointment link that you can click on. You can select the type of appointment that you are requiring, and that will automatically book to one of our schedules based on which type of appointment you're having. We also, in our email signature at the bottom, we all have a link that directs you to our direct booking page. So feel free to use that to book an appointment with us as well. You can always as well just email us if you'd like an appointment, and we will direct you to the correct booking page where you can book an appointment with us. So if you're ever in need of an appointment, and of course, you can always give us a call as well, and we can help direct you to the right place to book an appointment.
Cool. We are on social media. Come look for us, connect with us. We're on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel, MBA CSUSB. We're on LinkedIn, and we are on Instagram. We also have a podcast called Silver's Connection. It's on Spotify as well as Coyote Radio. So link up with us, connect with us, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, MBA students, you must have a LinkedIn profile. Our GA, Ms. Kimberly, is amazing and has completely overhauled our social media platforms. They look great, but we need your help in participating. So please join us on the social platforms of choice and look for us on Spotify and look for us on the MBA YouTube channel. So next slide, please. Back to Dr. West.
All right, thanks, Ernie. So this is a description of the different programs that all of you would fall into. So the first one is the traditional, which is our on-campus program. If you run the traditional program, you also picked a concentration. That's how you'll know you're in the traditional program. Next, we have the executive on-campus program. So this is for those of you who were admitted into the executive program. And this is for the version that is on campus. So all your classes will be on campus. Then we have our executive fully online program. This is the fully online executive program. All of your classes will take place fully online, so you are not required to come to the campus for any classes. But if you do want to come and visit, you do have full student rights. So you are welcome to come use the library, use the rec center, whatever services are available. You're able to partake in those. Next slide, please. Okay, this is a snapshot of our MBA program plan. So all of you should have received a program plan from me. The online students, you have an additional step before you receive your customized program plan. So both Jessica and Gloria are going to go over that additional step that you need to take before you get your customized program plan. But the rest of you in the traditional and the on-campus executive, you should have received a program plan from me. If you did not receive one, or if you misplaced it, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to provide you with a copy of your program plan. So this is going to serve as your roadmap as you go through the program. This lists out every class that is required to complete your degree. Now, depending on what your concentration is, the program plan is going to change. Mostly down, if you look at the bottom where it says focus area, that's where your concentration courses will be reflected. For those of you in the executive program or the online program, you just take one elective course. You do not take focus area courses. So your program plan down at the bottom is going to look a little bit different, but all of the main areas, so the foundation courses, the essential courses, and the accumulating courses will all be exactly the same, regardless of your concentration or program. One important thing to note is under the essential courses, there are 8 courses listed. Now you only have to take 7. So it does say underneath essential course heading, select 7 courses from the following. So you only have to take 7 of the 8. You do get to choose which 7 you wish to take. If you'd like to schedule an advising session with me to discuss the different classes that are available, different combinations, please feel free to do so. You can schedule through the appointment website, or I have a link in my email where you're welcome to schedule an appointment with me. All right, next slide. So this slide mentions the MBA boot camps. So all of you have been admitted to the MBA boot camps. We put you in as soon as we enroll you in classes. I went in and put in the last students today. So all of you should have received an invitation into your school email that will link you to the boot camps, which are located in Canvas, which is the learning system for the campus. Now, for the boot camps, we advise students to do the boot camp that corresponds with the essential course you're going to take next. There are a total of 6 boot camps. You can see them at the bottom, 1 for each of the main subject categories for the essential courses. And again, we advise you to do the boot camp before taking the corresponding essential course. Now you can work ahead. You do get access to all the boot camps as soon as you are admitted to the program. So you can work ahead and finish all the boot camps. Also, the winter break is a nice time. You get almost 2 months off. That's a great time to work on the boot camps as well as the summer. So they're all there. If you have any questions regarding the boot camps, please feel free to reach out to me with your questions. The ultimate deadline to complete all 6 of the boot camps is by the end of your program, but you are going to get the most benefit if you do the boot camp before you take the course. The instructors who teach the courses are also the ones that created the boot camps. So you're going to be introduced to the terminologies, the concepts that you're going to see in the class. You're going to be introduced to those first in the boot camp. So it is going to help you to do the boot camps first.
Are the boot camps mandatory, DeLauren? Do I have to do them?
Yes. So the boot camps are mandatory. You need to make sure that you finish all 6 of the boot camps by the end of the program. In Canvas, you can, if you go into the grade section of the boot camp, you can look and see your progress. So it'll tell you your progress for each of the 6 modules, for each of the assignments, the assessments, which are tests, and also for your overall progress in the boot camp. So you're able to monitor your progress as you go through the boot camps.
Okay. And again, a reminder that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns when you're going through the boot camp, let us know. If you're having a problem, we can help you out or answer a question. Please don't hesitate. Please don't hesitate. Reach out to MBA office.
One question that was brought up that would be very long to type out is the boot camp is like a list of courses. So yes and no. So the boot camps do correspond with most of the essentials courses. And basically, instead of having prerequisites for the program, these were put online free of charge to you as a way to get you familiar with, as DeLauren said, with the terminology and work for the course. Each is different. Some will have assessments, some will not. You do have to complete them. And there are no boot camps before your first term. So there are no boot camps to go into your admin 6010 or 6020.
All right. Thanks, Kirsten. Next slide, please. All right. So this slide is about advancement to candidacy. So in order to be eligible for advancement to candidacy, you need to have completed all the items that are listed to the right. So you need to have completed a minimum of 12 units with a 3.0 GPA or higher. You must complete the admin 6010 with a grade of a C or better. You must complete the admin 6020 with a grade of a B or better. You have to have declared your concentration, which most of you have done at the beginning. So basically you need to have your concentration set, meaning you're not planning on switching concentrations by the time we advance you to candidacy. And you have to have your elective course. For those of you that chose a concentration with an elective course, you have to have your elective course picked out by the time we advance you to candidacy, and then also complete the MBA boot camps. Now, there is flexibility here. We will advance you even if you haven't completed the boot camps, because we do give you until the end of the program to finish the boot camps, but we will send you reminders to let you know that you still have the boot camps outstanding and they need to be completed. Now, a note to make about the grades for the program. You need to complete all your classes with at least a C or better to have it count towards your program. If you receive a C- or below, you will have to repeat that particular class in order to get a C or better. Now, with that in mind, you also have to maintain a 3.0 GPA in order to remain in good academic standing, basically to not be on academic probation. So a 3.0 is a B average. There's one class in the program that you need to receive a B or better, and that is the admin 6020. So in order to pass that class and have it count towards your program, you have to have a B or better. If you get a B-, you will have to repeat that class and get a B or better to have it count towards your program. Mm-hmm. And again, you have to maintain a 3.0 cumulative GPA while you were in the program in order to remain in good academic standing.
Lauren, can you just give a quick overview? What is admin 6010? What is admin 6020? Because right now we don't know what the hell that means. So can you help us understand?
Yes. So to help you with that as well, we include in your acceptance packet, there is a breakdown of every single class in the MBA program. So if you have any questions about a particular class, what is the name of the class? What is the subject category? You can go into that document that Molly provided to you when she admitted you, and you can see a breakdown of all the classes offered in the program. Also, another way you can view course description information is if you go to the campus website, you look at the bulletin. The bulletin, you can search for any class. You just put in admin 6010 and it will pull back a description of the course, as well as the name of the course itself. So if you have any questions about that, also you can reach out to me if you're not sure what the name of a class is and you're searching for it. I'd be happy to help with that as well. So to answer Ernie's question, most of you will be taking the admin 6010 as one of your first classes in your first term, and that is data-driven decision making. And so that works in conjunction with the second course that the majority of you will be taking, which is the admin 6010. I'm sorry, admin 6020. And that is our writing requirement class. And that is titled, let me see. Advanced Managerial Communications. So a lot of you will be taking that. Now, some of you will be taking a different class because we did have quite a few students in our traditional program, and those two sections did fill up quite quickly. So some of you will be taking an essential course, but what we will be doing is we will be enrolling you in the admin 6020 in spring of 2024. So our next coming term, we'll go ahead and we'll be putting you in that class. All right. Okay, so this is a listing of the waivers and forms that you may need over the course of your program. So this is a pretty complete list of all the different forms that that we have in our office, that Grad Studies offers, and that the university offers. So just to kind of touch on a few of the more popular ones, the first one is at the bottom, the leave of absence form. So we realize that life gets busy. Sometimes you need to take a break from the program to attend to things outside of your academic life. And so we provide a leave of absence. So you are able to take a leave of absence from the program for up to 4 consecutive terms. And that will by filing the leave of absence, it'll maintain your status in the program while you are taking a break. And then you will indicate on the form the term you wish to return. The campus will then automatically issue you an enrollment appointment for the term you indicate you're going to return. So it's pretty much seamless. You will just be able to register for classes in the term that you return. Now, there's a simple form that you fill out for a leave of absence. If you're interested in it, please contact me. I'd be happy to provide you with the form, and then we'll get it filed for you so that you can take an official leave of absence. The university does have a policy that grad students have to maintain continuous enrollment in the fall and in the spring. This doesn't apply to summer. So if you're planning on not taking any classes in fall or spring, please make sure you fill out a leave of absence, because if you don't, after census, the university will automatically discontinue you from the program for failing to enroll in a class during the fall or the spring. Now, a leave of absence will prevent that from happening because you'll have an official, basically leave of absence on file. Now, for the summer, this doesn't apply. Summer's considered an optional term. So if you don't plan on taking classes for the summer, you don't need to notify me. You don't need to file any paperwork. You basically just don't enroll in any classes, and you'll be fine to return in the next term, which would be in the next fall. All right. The next form is the repeat of a course or discounted grade. So every graduate student gets to repeat one class over the course of their program that they did not pass the first time. So you only get one of these over the course of your program. So you want to make sure that you use it sparingly. I suggest saving it or don't use it if you don't have to, as long as possible. So you always have that available should you need it. And basically what will happen is you take the class the first time, you don't pass it. Let's say you get a C-. Then you'll repeat the class. You will then file the paperwork once you've repeated the class. And what will happen is that paperwork will then notify the records office to discount that first attempt from counting towards your cumulative GPA. So it will still be reflected on your transcript. However, it will no longer be affecting your GPA. Only the second attempt will count towards your GPA. And again, you only get one of those over the course of your program. All right. The next form is the 7-year limit on applicable coursework. This means you get 7 years to complete your MBA degree. So if you need to go more than 7 years, which hopefully none of you will, If you need to go 7 years, there's paperwork you can fill out, and you can do a maximum of 12 years. However, after 7 years, you will have to recertify all of the courses you took that were more than 7 years old. So we work really hard in this program to make sure that we're able to get all the students out within that 7-year timeframe. And then last but not least is probation and dismissals. So we don't like to talk about that in this area, because we know all of you are not going to be on academic probation. You are going to maintain that 3.0 or greater GPA. But should you find yourself on academic probation,
You get to meet the director.
you get to meet Ernie, you get to meet with me, and we get to discuss ways to help you in the program to pull up your GPA. The way academic probation works at the university is at the end of a term, grad studies will run a report to identify any students whose cumulative GPA has fallen below the 3.0. And they will notify you that you are being put on academic probation for that prior term. The next term, academic probation does not automatically carry over. They will run the report at the end. So if you're able to pull your GPA up above that 3.0 to the 3.0 or above it, the next term, then you are not put on academic probation. It is done retroactively at this university.
Yeah.
All right. So did you want to add anything, Ernie?
I kind of do. It's not the end of the world. We don't shoot for academic probation. It's like we didn't come here to be mediocre. But, sometimes life happens, the job happens, a grade slips, and you fall on the academic probation. Remember, it is not us against you as you're going through the program. It is us going through the program with you, and we're here to help. So the reason you get to meet the director if you're on academic probation is just to make sure that you understand that help is available if you need it. Sometimes students need to take a break. They need a little leave of absence. Sometimes you just need a little encouragement, a pep talk. You need to know that you're not in this on your own. MBA office is here to help you through whatever we need to do. So though we don't encourage academic probation, you can talk to me anytime you wish, by the way. I'll say that again. So I am available to you anytime. You don't have to seek probation to talk to the director. But you're not in this alone. We're always here with you.
Yeah. And we like to say in this program, if you're struggling, please reach out to us, and please reach out to us as early as you can. The earlier you reach out to us in the term, the more options we have to help you. But as the term goes on, the less and less options we have available to basically help you in your situation. So if you're struggling, please reach out to your professor. Please reach out to us. That way we can assist you and make sure that you're successful in the program. All right. Did you have anything to add, Kirsten, for that one, or we're pretty good?
No, I've never seen Ernie be able to yell at someone and be thanked afterwards. It's a gift he has. So if he's yelling at you, it's from a place of love. And it really is very motivating. I'm just saying, I have been very well motivated many times.
Oh my goodness. All
But
right.
just to stress the point, like, we are here and we would love to make sure that we address issues before we get to probation. So just talk, take advantage of DeLorean's advising, which is basically every single day of the week. He's very helpful. Okay, now it's my turn. And now that we'll talk about some fun things. So we do events outside of just the, learning. We want you to learn in the moment. We are trying to make sure that you are getting a well-rounded and encompassing program, helping you build up those soft skills that you can't learn out of a textbook, right? So we want to encourage you to go out there and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We want you to network. We want you to build up a group of people that can help you study and do all of those things. And we do this through the different events and engagement opportunities that we hold for students throughout the year. First one being orientation. We are here telling you all of these things and expecting you to remember every single one, all of it, verbatim.
It's on the comp exam, isn't it?
It will.
Yeah.
We'll be sending a quiz afterwards.
Yeah.
No, we just want you to know that there is a lot of information relevant to you And if you do not remember it, come to us because we can help you find it very quickly. It is also available typically in your student handbook, which everyone received in their email. If you need it again, let me know. It's typically on our website, but I can also send it to you. DeLorean will do advising pretty much every day of the week that he is available. But he does advising sessions specifically before enrollment times. So before summer enrollment, before fall enrollment, before spring enrollment, he will block out his schedule and he will send you an email that says, we are getting ready to do enrollment for the following term. Here is a link, schedule an appointment with me. And he will go over your plan, help you predict which classes you need to take, let you know what will be available, because some of those classes are only available once a year. So we want to make sure that you're taking it at the right time so you're not delaying your graduation. We want to ensure that you have a successful and speedy end in sight for you. Don't do the Kirsten 3.5-year plan. But if you need to, it's perfectly fine too. It's not a big deal. But we want to make sure you're done before having to fill out that 7-year waiver, right, DeLorean? And then we do a passport program. So it has nothing to do with international travel. It is a leadership development program, again, incentivizing you to take advantage of university services, program workshops, university workshops, networking opportunities, or to get you seeking outside certifications and engagement at work. So if you do a minimum of 7 qualifying events within an academic year, you can qualify for a leadership development commendation and a medal to wear at graduation. You usually have one available, but I don't right now. But it is something very cool to give you recognition for going above and beyond, for seeking those additional opportunities and getting comfortable saying yes and knowing that you can do it, right? So we want to give you those opportunities. Within those opportunities, we have our alumni speaker series, giving you a chance to connect with previous alumni from the MBA program, hearing about their experiences while they were in the program, how their MBA has benefited them moving forward, or maybe they're giving a workshop about a topic that they are an expert in. And so we have a lot of really cool things going on. We have someone that's working in data management coming. We have typically someone that's, giving experiences about how they started and they're running their own business. We have a lot of different fun things planned for this year. So definitely make sure to tune in. They are all available virtually. So you do not have to be able to come to campus. You can tune in through Zoom at 4:30, hear us talk when you're driving home. If you are unable to do that, we also record it and post it to our YouTube, and any of our previous events are also on our YouTube. So maybe take a look, see if there's a topic that you're interested in. Get their name, right? Hey, Kirsten, can I talk to that alumni that spoke on Amazon Cloud Services? Yeah, I can get you their contact name and get you connected with them, right? Because that's what this is all about, building your network, growing professionally. Ernie, do you have something to add?
No.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
I'm just listening. I'm being enamored. I'm thinking about all this stuff. A question that came up is the passport program available to online students? I answered the
Yes.
question and a
Yes,
big
yes.
fat typo. Yes, 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 yes. Please get involved. A question, where do you find, you used to hand out these cool passport books. What do they do now? Are you?
I typically have them virtually. I do a small printing run that will be posted. I am still working on it because I'm finalizing some of our events that will be coming out later. I will send a separate email. It will have the passport in there. And then I usually send a welcome email to all students to let them know the fun things that we have going on for the semester. It has them laid out in a format where you can load everything into your calendar with all relevant Zoom links and everything like that. That way you can make sure that you join us and you get a reminder for it. Highly suggest using your calendar for things because it's very helpful. And then additionally, we run an MBA student ambassador program. I will speak on that more in depth in just a little bit. We do service learning opportunities, trying to get you out there and engaged. Again, it's about networking, but also about giving back. And then we have our very, very, very cool Coyote Network, run by our CSUSB alumni. And we do have one of our very own MBA alumni here, Maria Gomez, and she is going to give us a short presentation on Coyote Network. She is
Yay.
an MBA alumni and does work for CSUSB alumni, so we're very proud that we have our MBAs everywhere. So I am going to go ahead and turn the time over, let Maria introduce herself while I get her presentation up and running.
Sweet.
Yes,
In the
hi
meantime-
everyone.
Hey.
I feel like it was just a few years ago that I was sitting on the other side. So this is great to be here today with you guys.
On the other side. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah,
You've crossed over into the dark side.
kind of a little bit, but but yes, I just graduated from the program in December. I think it took me about 2.5 years. So it was a really great experience, and I can really emphasize on what the office says about, like, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to them. Honestly, they were great. So I really recommend that. But really briefly, our Alumni Relations Office has our Coyote Network, which is an online platform where you can connect with other students and alumni. We have about 120,000 alumni, and a lot of them are in the Inland Empire. And on the platform we're constantly growing it. Right now, there's over 2,000 people on it. Can you go to the next slide, please?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. So it's an online platform. It is already on your My Coyote. So if you log in, you can go search for University Life, and it should be right there next to the Coyote Connection, which is for clubs. So Coyote Network is what you want to click on. You go on there, you create your profile, you can put your academic and professional background. You can actually link it to your LinkedIn, which is pretty cool. And then you can go on there and explore. As I mentioned, there's about 2,000 people already on there. So you can look up specific like job titles or industries, and it'll populate people who are in some way related to that field. There's also some job postings, and what's really cool is that when possible, it tries to find people who've either worked at that company or had a similar title. So you can connect with them. And the platform has its own video and messaging capabilities, so you don't have to share any personal information, and it comes up with these cool little messages, the little templates. You can just fill in the blanks if you're kind of nervous about what you want to say. And additionally, everybody who's joined on the network, it's exclusive to CSUSB, and so they all everybody wants to connect. Everybody's on there because they want to stay connected to the CSUSB community and help students in however way they can. Next slide, please. And this is a little bit about what students have been saying about the platform, as well as how they've been using it. As you can see, a large majority of the students who are on there are really recommending it to other students. As we all know, networking is very important. I was very, mentoring has been very beneficial in my personal life because I was first generation student. So I've had a lot of questions, and it's been really beneficial for me to find out what other people who have walked this path before me have done. So yeah, a lot of people are using it for mock interviews, they're using it for resume reviews, or just those informational interviews that have been really impactful in having them decide their career path. Next slide, please. One of the cool aspects of the platform is that we have groups, and one of the best ones is the MBA group, obviously. So you can go on there and join the group. You can post on the discussion and just connect with about 50 other people, I believe there is right now, that are have graduated from the program or in the program. So it's a great way if you have questions on what classes to take, or just if you have any questions at all. A lot of these people are just really welcoming and want to connect.
I'm on there.
And lastly, that's my information. As I mentioned, I'm a graduate of the program, so I'm always looking forward to connecting with students. And this is our social media for the Alumni Relations Office. We have mixers and events and programs throughout the year, so feel free to follow us there. I know a lot of us, I was an alumni before I went to the MBA program, so if you're an alumni, great, we're inviting you to our events. Also, they're open to students, so feel free to message us if you have any questions or contact us. So thank you, MBA office.
Thank you, Maria. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. I have mastered Zoom. Okay, so thank you again, Maria, for sharing on the Coyote Network. I think we're up to over 55, if I'm correct. I know I've been accepting a couple people on there. I'm trying to get us to the #1 group, so everyone needs to join because MBA needs to be #1. So I wanted to touch a little more on student ambassadors and service learning, just to kind of promote those programs that we're super proud of. We have student ambassadors within the program. I've just hired a new round, and so those updates will be going onto our website, and you can see contact information for all of those students and get in touch with them. I like to have students from a various backgrounds so that there's a familiar face to you within your classrooms. They host events for students. They are a connection between the office and the student body, because I am no longer in the classroom, so I am not that connection anymore. But it is a great program if you want to get engaged, give back, right? Sometimes I may ask you to do it, but you can always just apply, right? I take students every semester, and we're always looking for if you are ready to engage and get involved and give back. And so you're typically highly visible students within our program. You do get professional development funds, and so you can use that towards getting a certification, going to a conference. There's a whole study abroad, like there's all kinds of different really cool things that you can use that for. There's really cool networking opportunities. We get asked typically by the dean or other departments on campus to have our student ambassadors go to events, because they know that our students are a great representation of CSUSB students and of the college. And so it's a great way to kind of connect and get to, especially if you're interested in working in academia or anything like that, get involved, right? And then you're a resource for other students. So you may be in the classroom as a student ambassador and you overhear something, someone has an issue or they're talking about they just don't know how to get engaged. Hey, we do alumni workshops like all the time. You guys should make sure you're tuning in and looking for those emails with Kirsten, or hey, it seems like you have an issue. Maybe you should go having an advising appointment with DeLauren, right? And so it's a great, or maybe you're not comfortable coming to us. We try very hard to make sure that is not the case. I bribe everyone with candy that comes here. So we try to make you as comfortable as possible, but you can always go to them, right? And get an opinion. They are a resource for you to use within the classroom to be comfortable talking to someone that can advocate for you. And that is also what they do. So it is a very cool program. I encourage anyone that's interested, you can always ask me questions. You can stop by, send me an email, give me a call. I am here to talk about it with you and promote it to you. Anything you want to add, Ernie, about the student ambassadors?
They're awesome. You should be one.
Yes, I was, begrudgingly. I just want to mention service learning opportunities. It is something that our campus is known for, and we try to encourage all of our students to do. There's a really great activity that the campus gets together every year and does. You can come back as an alumni and participate you can participate as a student. Typically, we try and do an MBA group every year for Coyote Cares Day. It's really cool. They work with different local charities and shelters to help them with pet food boxes or, sorting through donations. There's all kinds of really cool stuff that you can do. Sometimes you're working in a garden. There's all kinds of cool things that do. And then they have brought back service learning trips. This is what this picture is from. They did go down to Louisiana a few years ago and participate in volunteer work down there. They have brought those back. They are doing them to Catalina and to Tijuana right now, and they might be bringing the ones to South Dakota back. So there are different opportunities. And we love to help you guys do those opportunities, connect you with the department that does it. We also will do various like toy drives and food drives I do every year. And we always try and up our goal. Last year, we were able to do $3,500 worth of toys for a local volunteer group to give out at a Christmas event. And then we did a food drive and we got, I think, $1,800 worth of food for the den here and at our Palm Desert campus to give out to students. And so it's just something, you know, if we have the opportunity to give back, we try and support our fellow students and local community. So I highly encourage you to get involved with as much as possible. And then various student services. So there are quite a few here at the university. I could spend hours talking about all of them and I will not bore you with that. So I will touch on some of the really important ones that you can take advantage of. First and foremost, there are services for students with disabilities. It is completely anonymous. You do not have to talk to us at all. No one has to know. But if you need assistance with anything, they are there. They are a resource. If you need extra time with tests, if you need help with taking notes, if you need interpretation, if you know anything, it can be anything. Go talk to them. They are wonderful. And we want to make sure that if there is any perceived problem or there could be a problem, that you're getting that assistance there, because that is what it is there for, to give you an equitable experience here at the university. Additionally, we have our Center for Global Management, which oversees our study abroad trips for all of our business graduate students. They also typically will do a global ambassador, so international students to connect with the students and, you know, to make it a little bit easier for international students, because it can be hard transitioning and things like that. So different events and set up a community. There is a rec center. So there's a gym on campus. If you get here early for class or have a break between classes, it is available to you. Typically the gym is open until, I want to say, midnight during the year. So it is definitely a great resource and you pay for it. So go.
You should use it.
Burn off some of those testing nerves, right?
Yeah.
There is a very excellent Veteran Success Center. The university was actually just awarded, again, I think Excellence for Veterans, or I can't remember exactly the designation, but they are wonderful. They have their own set of advisors, though we do tell you come to talk to DeLorean for advising, but they can help you with other things with the university. If you're using any kind of scholarships or anything through them, they can help you with all of those things, doing all that navigation. There's an art museum on campus that does different very fun events if you're looking for something cool to do. There is a career center that does different hiring events. We also do our own here. And then they offer career services, counseling, internship help, resume help, things like that. As I mentioned, there's study abroad programs that are typically available for every student as an elective, depending on your concentration. You can discuss that with DeLorean. There are various sporting events. Homecoming is amazing here. It's super fun. And volleyball we have a very good volleyball team here. And it's so fun to come to homecoming every year. All of those sporting events are available to you as a CSUC student for free, as long as you have your Coyote ID. And then there is a food den, a food pantry here on campus, the Obershaw Den. If you need any assistance with anything, you can go there and talk with them and they can help you out with all of that stuff. Now, that is just a fraction of the things that happen here on campus or within our program or within the university. If you have any questions about any of these services, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I have been a student or an employee here since 2013. I am familiar with a lot of different things, and I can definitely point you in the right direction or help you make a connection for any of this stuff. So definitely please take advantage. Now, I know some of these things are noted as not available to online students, but if you really want to take advantage of something, just tell me and I will yell at someone and get it for you.
We can make it happen.
I'm very good at that. Ernie knows I usually get my way.
Absolutely.
We do have a few useful campus apps. There is a CSUSB mobile. There's a Canvas app. Install your Gmail, install your Zoom. There is an online component typically to all courses. We highly suggest you do not do your homework on your phone. It can look wonky. It can be weird, but if you need to check something, if you need something quick at hand, install all of those things so that you can have easier access when you're on the go to remind yourself, oh, hey, I need to double check and make sure I don't have anything due, right? Before you're out doing something. Take advantage of those very useful apps. Our MBA website is great. I know that DeLauren has posted in the chat. I have posted it in the chat. You can find different deadlines for things. You can find all of your comp exam information. You can make appointments with us. You can find useful forms. You'll find events. You'll find student ambassador information. You'll find, links to other useful departments, course information, all kinds of really cool things. And we have tried to make it as easy as possible for you to use. It is really a great resource when we are not available to you. Use it. We try and make it as user-friendly as possible. We want you to take advantage of that because it is very helpful to you. And the link is there, and I'm sure we'll post it again. And it's very easy to find, CSUSB MBA, right? Now we are going to host our online breakout session. So I'm going to go ahead and send all of our online students away, and they can talk about all of their online specific things, and then they will rejoin us within 20 minutes, and we will have a Q&A session at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and open all of our rooms, and everyone should go ahead and, oh, did it not assign? Oh, darn it. Hold on one moment, please. Now we are resumed. And we are going to turn it over to DeLauren to talk about the different MBA concentrations.
All right. So all of you that are remaining in this room should be either a traditional student or an executive student in our on-campus program. So for our traditional students, you selected a concentration when you came into the program. This is a listing of our current concentrations in the program. We have 2 new concentrations for this fall 2023, and that's hospitality management and human resources management. So if you selected those, you will be the first students to go through that particular cohort and that concentration. So there's a couple questions that I get for students regarding concentrations. So the first one is, can I change my concentration? Absolutely. You can change your concentration. It is an easy process. There's a form that you will fill out. There's a $6 fee that you will pay. And then I will then update your program plan to reflect the new concentration. So if you have already determined that you're ready to change your concentration and you know what you want to change to, please just send me an email. I will provide you with that information, and we'll go ahead and get you changed over to your new concentration. The second question I get from students is, can I do 2 concentrations? You absolutely can. The process is exactly the same. There's a form you'll fill out. There's a $6 fee. And then I will update your program plan to reflect both of those concentrations. The last question that I get from students regarding that is, when should I change my concentration? I generally advise students, as soon as you've determined that you want to change your concentration, I suggest we change it. That way, every time we meet for an advising session, every time you get an updated program plan at the end of the fall and the spring term, you will then be using the correct concentration program plan. Because if we do advising sessions with your old program plan that you're planning on changing to a different concentration, it can get a little confusing switching back and forth. So if you know you are ready to change, please, like I said, send me an email. I'll go ahead and walk you through that process and we'll get you changed over. You are eligible to change your concentration all the way up pretty much to the last term of the program. So if you go through, you decide for some reason you want to change or you want to add a concentration and it is your last term, we can change you over. Once your degree's been issued, then we can no longer change you over. Your degree's been issued and it's a done deal. So you are eligible to change later, but I do recommend changing early in your program. The reason for that is all the concentrations in our program, except for cybersecurity, require 3 specific focus area courses. Cybersecurity requires 5. It is our largest concentration in our program. if you do end up taking, say, 2 focus area courses, and then you decide you want to change to another concentration, you can generally, for all of our concentrations, except for cybersecurity, they include an open elective. So we can move that concentration course that you took in your old concentration, we can move it over as your elective requirement. However, that other class you took towards your concentration will not be able to be moved over to your new concentration. So it becomes what we call an empty class. Basically, it's on your transcript, but you can't apply it towards your new concentration. So that's why I advise students to move over as soon as you can, preferably before you start taking your focus area courses. That's when I'd like to see you move over to your new concentration so that I can advise you correctly as you come in for advising sessions. All right, any questions regarding concentrations or the switching process? So you can raise your hand or you can post it in the chat if you have any questions specific to the concentrations.
What if I want to do 3?
No.
So the university does allow you to do 3. I think we've had 2 or 3 students who have done 3 concentrations in the program. It does get a little tricky because you are then taking quite a few classes, and the concentration classes, they do not coordinate with one another. So they're going to take time slots and they're not going to have any regard to what the other concentration classes are doing. So it gets a little tricky to plan out your classes. It can be done. One thing to know up front with 3 is you are going to extend your program out. So as your programs are, generally it takes students anywhere from 4 to 6 terms or semesters to complete the program. If you add an additional concentration, it most likely is going to add 1 to 2 additional semesters to your program. And if one of those is cybersecurity, it's definitely going to add 2 minimum to your particular concentration. So it is going to take you longer to finish, the more concentrations you have. So that's something to keep in mind. The earlier we switch you over, the better we can plan out your schedule, have you take some classes over the summer to kind of cut down on the total time it takes to finish the program. So like I said, the earlier you notify me, the earlier we get you changed over or add that second concentration, the better it'll be for your program.
Lauren, we have a couple questions.
Yes.
Is the timeline when taking 2 concentrations the same as if I do 1 concentration?
No. So most likely it's going to add at least 1 additional semester to your program, possibly 2, depending on when you add. If you add, say, over the summer or you add in the fall, it's much easier to plan out your schedule because the essential courses are offered in the fall, the spring, and the summer. But the concentration, or what we call the focus area courses, are typically offered either in the fall or the spring. Typically, they're not offered in both. So if you add your concentration in the summer or early fall, say before school starts, we can have you take those classes that are available in fall, and then you can take some in spring. If you add in spring, you're going to most likely have to wait till next fall till some of those focus area courses are offered to complete your program. So if you're planning on adding, like I said, just to stress enough, add early so we can plan out your schedule correctly and minimize the amount of time that you're in the program.
We also have a question about concentration length or like classes. Is the accounting concentration, like many other concentrations, 14 classes? And are all those classes unit bearing?
So 14. Yeah. So the concentrations, all the concentrations except for cybersecurity are 2 focus area courses. I don't know if you want to go back to a program plan real quick, that slide, Kirsten, that might help a little bit so students can visualize what a typical, okay. So this is a typical program plan. The focus area courses are going to vary based on your concentration. And like I said, for cybersecurity, they have 5 focus area. They do not have an open elective. So there's 5 courses that you'll have to take for cybersecurity. For the rest of our concentration, they're built pretty similar. where we list out 3 classes that you get the option to take. You only have to take 2 of those 3. And then you have this open elective. So for your open elective, you can take any 5,000 or 6,000 level business class that is listed in the parentheses on the right under the requirements column. So if you like to take all 3 of those classes under the focus area, you can, and we will count 1 of those classes towards your elective course. So we do have students who do that in the program. So this, like I said, this is pretty typical for a program plan. All of them are pretty much structured the same way. The focus area courses will just vary, and that elective course, except for cybersecurity, will be there for your particular concentration.
Okay, next question. Hold on. We had a question about accounting concentration. If you're in competition with MSA, some of the classes will overlap in your concentration area, but there's not really a competition. We have enough classes to accommodate enough class availability to accommodate everyone within those courses. So the ones that you're going to really get into, there's not really a competition. I mean, essentials courses are what you're competing for more than within the concentration classes. And so that's why they are offered so frequently, as opposed to the concentration classes, which are only offered typically once an academic year.
Yeah, and the way registration works for master's level students is the majority of the students will register on the same day. They just divide up the time of that day based on how many units you've completed. So the more units you've completed, the earlier in the day you get to register. So we make sure that people who are almost done have the opportunity to get all their classes. Now, our program is not impacted. So if you register, I would say within 3 days of your registration appointment, you should be able to get into any class you need to. Now, if you wait 2-3 weeks, then some of the more popular essential courses, some of our larger concentrations that have prerequisites for their focus areas, like the IST 6090, those classes are going to fill up rather quickly. So I would suggest when you get your registration appointment, which is going to include a day and a time from the university, set a reminder for yourself to go in and register pretty close to that time, and you should have no issue getting into those classes that you need for that term.
We had a very excellent question from Giovanni. Can one of your 7 essential courses be an elective so it can fulfill the elective selection? Nice try, but no. If you took all 8 of those essential courses, then yes, you could use that as your open elective class. So say I take all 7 classes, but accounting 60/60, and then I end up taking accounting 60/60, that can be used as my open elective if that is available within my concentration. So then I would only be responsible here within this management concentration from selecting 2 from the list of 3 here. Does that make sense? Did that help?
It did
Yeah,
to me.
makes sense.
I understood. Doesn't matter though.
That's also a good question, Ruben. There is no thesis. There is no thesis within our MBA program. There is a portfolio. So, DeLauren, I'm going to talk about the portfolio for just a moment, if you don't mind. That is here within our culminating courses. Each student is required to do a portfolio course, 0 units. Does not take the whole semester to do. It is a chance for you to provide work samples, do some professional skill development, do a couple assessments for us to be able to make sure that we are staying on track with your education, and do a reflective essay. So don't leave it to the last day, but it is not something that is going to take up an enormous amount of time. You should be able to complete it in 10 hours or so. And so it is something, again, every student is available has to do it, 0 units. And then you also have to select from either the comprehensive exam or the culminating project. So Lauren, did you want to talk about those 2 a little bit?
Yeah. So, Kirsten, would you mind sending just the information about where the comp exam portfolio are available on our website? under current students. I was in the middle of typing that when you switched over. Okay. So yes, so we do offer two what we call accumulating experiences for the program. We offer the Admin 6981, which is the MBA comprehensive exam. And Kirsten's going to put in the chat where you can access information about the comp exam. And then we have new to the program as of fall 2023 is the Admin 6983 MBA accumulating project course. Now, the details of the project course are still being worked out, but luckily no one who is eligible to take that won't be able to take that for another couple semesters. And so that will be an option as well. Now, something to keep in mind is the portfolio is a 0-unit course. Comp exam is a 0-unit, considered a 0-unit course. So if you take the comp exam in conjunction with another 3-unit course, let's say something from your focus area or your open elective in your last term, then you don't have to pay any additional fees for the 0-unit portfolio or the 0-unit comp exam. The project course is 3 units. So if you choose to take the project course, you will pay whatever the tuition fees are on the 3-unit course, as well as the professional fees, which are $270 per unit for the project course. So that's something to keep in mind. There could be a cost difference depending on which one of those you choose. And then, like I said, Kirsten's going to post in the link. If you wanted to go look at information about the comp exam, it's going to be posted in the chat. So you can look at it ahead of time and see the grading policy, the style of questions that are asked, and the structure of the comp exam. Also, there'll be a link. If you follow that link as well, you can see information about the portfolio. We publish the syllabus for the portfolio ahead of time, so that if you wanted to start working ahead of time or just get an idea of what's involved in the portfolio, you're welcome to do so.
Yes. So say you have one elective left and you wanted to do the project. You could do that and you would still be paying the same base tuition. You would just pay that additional $270 per unit for the additional 3 units. So it's not a huge cost difference as long as there's only one other class that you're taking. Again, it is up to you and your success level and what you are comfortable with doing.
Oh, I'll answer this one, Kirsten. Which semester can we take the exam? So students are eligible to take the comprehensive exam once you have completed all of the essential courses that are required, or if you have one remaining essential course, you can take that simultaneously with your comp exam, but it has to be simultaneously. You have to be enrolled in order to be enrolled. Now, the MBA office controls enrollment into the portfolio, the comp exam, and the project course. So generally what will happen is when I do your audit and I see you're eligible to take it in the coming term, I will include instructions on how you can request to be enrolled into the project course, the comp exam, the portfolio in the coming term. And it's a pretty easy process for that. So I keep track of your program as you go through, and once you're eligible, I'll start to notify you how you can request enrollment in those.
Yes, pay attention to those audit emails that DeLorean sends you once per semester. They have an update for you, any action items, tells you when you're ready to graduate. If it looks like you're having an issue, if you're taking really weird classes that have nothing to do with your MBA, we'll say, hey, why are you taking 5 art classes and no MBA classes? We will make sure that we are keeping you on track. DeLorean is very excellent at doing all of that. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to where we were. We're going to talk about academic departments. Ernie, this is for you.
Oh my goodness. This is the who's who of Jack H. Brown College. Swing away. Let me have that first slide. We have Mike Stull, director. Actually, he's the school director for the School of Entrepreneurship. He is also the director of ICE. That's the Inland Empire Center for Entrepreneurship. Dr. Stull is a highly decorated professor, a recent Golden Apple Award winner, Golden Apple being the highest honor one can achieve at Cal State San Bernardino. He's also my boss, by the way. I teach in the School of Entrepreneurship. He's an amazing man. And if you have a chance to take a class with Dr. Stull, I highly recommend you do so. If you're interested, one of the questions that was asked earlier is which concentrations are most popular? And I think easily management and entrepreneurship are popular courses or concentrations rather. So if you're thinking about entrepreneurship, I suggest you can reach out to myself or Dr. Mike Stull, but he's a good guy. I like him a lot. I think you will as well. Next slide, please. Next contestant is Dr. Conrad Shio. He is the Department Chair for Cybersecurity Global Supply Chain Management. Dr. Shio is a very educated man, highly intelligent, and if you put a nickel in, he'll give you $1 and change back in an answer. Very long-winded individual, my buddy, Dr. Conrad Shio. Next slide, please. Stella Hsu, she is she's not a new chair anymore. She was new. She's been in that seat for a couple of years now. She was a colleague when I taught in the management department. She is now the chair of the management department. If you have any issues, challenges for you management concentration folks, Stella will be your go-to. She's a great lady and eager to help. Next slide, please. Dr. Haken Brown is the new chair for marketing department. Dr. Brown teaches, what does he do? He handles the sports entertainment marketing. Yeah, the sports and entertainment marketing. That must be his high school yearbook photo because Dr. Brown doesn't quite look that way. But Dr. Brown is an excellent guy. I like to pick on him. You can't tell that though. So next slide, please. Also part of the marketing program is the hospitality management new to Cal State. That is Director Joseph Torme, no relation to Mel Torme. He teaches out at the Palm Desert campus. That is a new program that we're launching. That should be pretty amazing. Joe has worked hard. He is a genuine foodie and a world traveler, and he thinks that bringing hospitality management to the Cal State system is a good idea, and we agree. So we welcome Joe Torme and the hospitality management program. Next, please. Here's my buddy, Taewon Yang. Dr. Yang is the department chair for accounting and finance. He is also the director of or the chair rather, he's the chair of the MBA curriculum committee. So MBA office works very closely with Dr. Yang. He's a good guy. If you're going to take accounting and finance, he's the guy you want to talk to if you have any challenges or issues. Dr. Yang, good guy. We love him in MBA office. Next slide, please. That will be it. I'm going to pass it back to you, Ms. Kirsten.
Yes. So this is a QR code to our website. You can or right to our booking page in case you all want to make appointments with DeLorean only. Just make appointments with DeLorean. I'm sure he has a lot of free time tomorrow and next week to meet with you after orientation. So if you have any questions or anything like that, please schedule an appointment. We typically have a lot of those questions next week. We are happy to answer them while they are still fresh in your mind. If it's a really quick one, please just go ahead and shoot us an email. We can definitely get it answered. Sometimes a lot faster than if you're trying to call in or scheduling an appointment. But if you have 50 questions, definitely make an appointment. We want to thank you for your time today. We had very good time talking to you or talking at you, whatever you prefer. Again, this will be recorded and I will post it to YouTube next week, or my student will post it to YouTube next week. And if everyone sticks around for just a moment, I will have a very fun reward. Ernie, do you have any closing remarks?
Only closing remark is that all of us, except DeLorean, because he's an introvert, all of us are active on LinkedIn. That's Kirsten and Molly and myself. And if you are on LinkedIn, highly encourage you to connect with us on LinkedIn. All of us frequently post job listings, workshops, and a variety of things that could be interesting to you. So please reach out. We love MBA students on our social media platform, so I encourage you to do that.
Right. Thank you, everyone, again.